Hello, Pete's Packs here, and we've got our 11th and final foreign grab bag. So, hopefully we will one day find another deal like this to do. And I do have more foreign stuff kind of squirreled away that I will eventually go through, but this is it for the Massdrop foreign grab bags. So let's see, we have Chinese Theros. Very cool. We have Japanese Journey into Nyx. Chinese M15. German Eldritch Moon. Russian Eldritch Moon. Another Chinese M15. Korean Eldritch Moon. French M15, Japanese Hour of Devastation, Spanish Theros, Japanese Rivals of Ixalan, and Korean Rivals of Ixalan. Very cool. So we will do these in the same order we have been, which is chronologically. So let's get started with Spanish Theros. All right. Number 1, Battle-Wise Valor. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Scry 1. Is that Nessian Asp, I believe? 164. That is Nessian Asp. Reach, Monstrosity 4 for 7. Is that Snake's Bite, I believe? 109, Viper's Kiss. You know, close enough. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets -1/-1, and its activated abilities can't be activated. What's it? Mantle of the Dragon? When it comes into play, draw a card. And enchanted creature has red. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 until end of, or +1/+0 until end of turn, I believe. Let's see, 119. Yep, Dragon Mantle. That is exactly what that is. 117. That is Deathbellow Raider. It attacks each turn of Fable. 2 and a black, regenerate. Is Savage Might, if I remember correctly? Savage Surge. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Untap it as an instant. Let's see, 34. Traveling Philosopher, a vanilla 2/2 for 2. Let's see, 147. It's Savage Celebrants, Wild Celebrants. Okay. When it enters the battlefield, you may destroy target artifact. The Satyr. 31 is Silent Artisan. It's a vanilla 3/5 giant. 181. We have Time to Feed. Choose target creature an opponent controls. That creature dies. When that creature dies this turn, you gain 3 life. Target creature you control fights that creature. That is Burnished Heart. 3 and sacrifice it. Search your library for 2 basic lands, put them into play tapped, then shuffle your library. It's Ordeal of Heliod. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. or it gets a +1/+1 counter. Then when it has 3 +1/+1 counters, you sacrifice it, and when you sacrifice it, you gain 10 life, if I remember correctly, or deal of Heliod. Whenever enchanted creature attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Then if it has 3 or more +1/+1 counters on it, sacrifice or deal of Heliod. When you sacrifice or deal of Heliod, you gain 10 life. Let's see, 11. That is Evangel of Heliod. When it enters the battlefield, put a number of 1/1 white soldier creature tokens into play equal to your devotion to white. Let's see, 63. We have Shipbreaker Kraken, Monstrosity 4 for 8. When it becomes monstrous, tap up to 4 target creatures. Those creatures don't untap during their controller's untap step for as long as you control Shipbreaker Kraken. Very nice. We have Island and a Harpy token. 1/1 flying Harpy token. Alright, now we have Chinese Theros. '94, we have Lash of the Whip. Every creature gets -4/-4 until end of turn. Instant. We have 130. Is Minotaur Skullcleaver. Haste. When it enters the battlefield, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn. 5. We have Chosen by Heliod. Enchant creature. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Enchanted creature gets +2 or +0/+2. Let's see. 178. That is Shredding Wings. Or Shredding Winds. Instant. Deals 7 damage to target creature with flying. And 17, that is Deathbellow Raider. We got one in the last pack. Attacks each turn if able. 2 and a black. Regenerate Deathbellow Raider. We have 139. Satyr Rambler. Trample. It's a 2/1 Trampler for 2. Let's see, 24. We have Observant Allseed. Vigilance, enchanted creature gets, and then Bestow for 5. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and has Vigilance. It's Scourge Mark, I think. Yep, Scourge Mark. Enchanted. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Enchanted creature gets +1/+0. This is the or something. Coastline Chimera. Yep. Flying, 1 and a white. It can block an additional creature this turn. 137. Rage of Perforos. 4 damage to target creature. It can't be regenerated this turn. Draw a card. That's a sorcery. Let's see, 160. Is Karametra's Acolyte. Tap, add an amount of green equal to your mana, or to your mana pool equal to your devotion to green. Very nice. So for 3 and a green, you get a 1/4 that taps to add equal to your devotion to green. Let's see, 195. That is Kragma Warcaller. Minotaur creatures you control have haste. Whenever a Minotaur you control attacks, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn. So Minotaur Lord. 116. It's Coordinated Assault. Up to 2 target creatures each get +1/+0 and gain first strike until end of turn. Oh, that is Ashen Rider. I recognize that card. Yep, that is Ashen Rider. Flying. When Ashen Rider enters the battlefield or dies, exile target permanent. Very nice. Wow, that's only 31 cents for a mythic. That's so sad. But also, we have an awesome Chinese Ashen Rider now. One of the best reanimation targets ever printed. We have a mountain. We have an artifact enchantment golem creature token. Very nice. All right, on to Journey into Nyx. Looks like a 4/4 Flying Sphinx token. Island. I believe that's Temple of Malady. Let's see, 165. That is Temple of Malady. Very nice. Enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, scry 1. Tap at a green or black tier mana pool. 113. The Spite of Mogus. Sorcery. When it deals damage to target creature equal to the number of instant and sorcery cards in your graveyard. Scry 1. Let's see, 144. We have Swarmborn Giant. When you're dealt combat damage, sacrifice it. Monstrosity 2 for 4 green. As long as it is monstrous, it has reach. Let's see, 6/6 for 4. Right, 148. Disciple of Deceit. Inspired. Whenever it becomes untapped, you may discard a non-land card. If you do, search your library for a card with the same converted mana cost as that card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your library. Let's see, 81 is Rotted Hulk, a vanilla 2/5 for 4. 41 is Hubris. Return target creature and all auras attached to it to their owner's hand. 4, we have Armament of Nyx, enchant creature. Enchanted creature is double strike as long as it's an enchantment. Otherwise, prevent all damage that would be dealt by enchanted creature. 49. We have Rise of Eagles, but 2/2 blue bird enchantment creature tokens of flying onto the battlefield. Scry 1. Let's see, 111. We have Sigiled Skink. Whenever it attacks, scry 1. It's a 2/1 for 2. 71. We have Font of Return. 3 and a black, sacrifice it, return up to 3 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. It's an enchantment for 1 and a black. Well, this one I remember saw play is Satyr Hoplite. It's heroic. Whenever you cast a spell that targets it, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So 1/1 for 1. 149. That is Satyr Grove Dancer. When it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. 99. That is Gluttonous Cyclops. It's a 5/4 with Monstrosity 3 for 7. That is the blue font. Let's see, 38. Font of Fortunes. 2 mana enchantment with 1 and a blue, sacrifice it to draw 2 cards. Very nice. Alright, on to M15, also known as Magic Base Set 2015. This is our French pack. It's Razorfoot Griffin. It has flying and first strike. Research Assistant, 3 and a blue, tap. Draw a card, then discard a card. So that's Miner's Bane. 157. Yep, Miner's Bane. 2 and a red. It gets +1/+0 until end of and trample until end of turn. It's a 6/3 for 6. This is the Convoke Golem. It is 239. Willforged Golem. Yep, Convoke. 4/4 Convoke. 74. I recognize the card. I just can't remember the name. Peel from Reality. Return target creature you control and target creature you don't control to their owner's hands. 1 and a blue instant. Let's see, 180. It's Hunter's Ambush. Prevent all damage that would be dealt by non-green creatures this turn. It's Bronze Sable, a vanilla 2/1 artifact creature for 2. 88. Is Carrion Crow. Flying, enters the battlefield tapped. It's Naturalized. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Instant. Let's see, 129. That is Belligerent Sliver. Sliver creatures you control have this creature can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. So it gives all your it gives all your slivers menace. Although it doesn't actually say menace. And it's Restock. Turn 2 cards from your graveyard to your hand, and then exile Restock. It is Gravedigger. It enters the battlefield, return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Dragon Siege? Or Siege Dragon? Let's see. 162. Yeah, Siege Dragon. Flying, when it enters the battlefield, destroy all walls your opponents control. Whenever it attacks, if defending player controls no walls, it deals 2 damage to each creature without flying that player controls. It was a very good reanimation target. 20, Midnight Guard. Whenever it enters the battlefield, untap it. Or whenever another creature enters the battlefield, untap it. It actually has some interesting combos. Planes and a Goblin token. So notice this is actually a Goblin. So it's Goblin. Alright, on to Chinese M15. Yeah, this pack's done. 136. That is Clear a Path. Destroy target creature with Defender. 40. Triplicate Spirits. Convoke. Put 3 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying onto the battlefield. 57. This Glacial Crasher. Trample. Can't attack unless there is a mountain on the battlefield. It's the Hunter's something. 180. Hunter's Ambush. Prevent all damage that would be dealt by non-green creatures this turn. This Black Cat. When it dies, target opponent discards a card at random. Negate. Instant. Counter target non-creature spell. Goblin Rummager. Or Rummaging Goblin. Tap. Discard a card. Draw a card. Let's see. 30. That is Sanctified Charge. Creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of, or +2/+1 until end of turn. White creatures you control also gain first strike until end of turn. It's an instant. It's invisibility. 61. Yep, invisibility. Enchanted creature can't be blocked except by walls. 130. That is Blastfire Bolt. Instant. Deals 5 damage to target creature. Destroy all equipment attached to that creature. 208. That is Wall of Mulch. Defender, for a green and sacrifice a wall, draw a card. It actually still sees some play. 73. That is Paragon of Gathering Mists. Other blue creatures you control get +1/+1. Blue and tap it. Another target blue creature you control gains flying until end of turn. 124. That is Xanthrid Skyblade. Hexproof. Green or black. Until end of turn, Xanthrid Skyblade loses hexproof and gains first strike and death touch. And that is Caves of Koilos. Very nice. Taps for a colorless, and then taps for a white or black, and you pay 1 life. And you lose 1 life. Forest, and a soldier token. Very nice. Alright. Caves of Koilos is actually standard legal again. Kind of funny. Alright, second Chinese M15. We have Welkin Turn. It's a 2/1 flyer that can only block flyers. The Hypno Toad. 123. I believe it's Witch's Familiar, actually. Yep, Witch's Familiar. It is a vanilla 2/3. Rogues, or Ranger's Guile. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and hexproof until end of turn. It's 193. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 and hexproof until end of turn. Very nice. 143. That is Generator Servant. Tap, sacrifice it, add 2 mana to your mana pool. If that mana is spent to cast a creature spell, it gains haste until end of turn. Sanctified Charge. Instant. Creatures you control get +2/+1. White creatures you control also gain first strike. It's the Convoke Golem. I've already forgotten its name. Willforged Golem. Convoke. It's 4/4 with Convoke. 48. That is Chrono Stutter. The target creature on top of its owner's library, second from the top. And 31 is Borderland Marauder. Whenever it attacks, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Orchestra Swiftclaw. I think it's a vanilla 3/1. Oreskos Swiftclaw. Vanilla 3/1. 65. That is Jerumbai Merklurker. That is a hard name to say. It's +1/+1 as long as you control a swamp. 1 in a black. Target creature gains lifelink until end of turn. Very nice. Let's see. 42. No. Oh, I hit the wrong button. 42. Warden of the Beyond. Vigilance. It gets +2/+2 as long as an opponent owns a card in exile. Wait, what? It's a human wizard, 2/2 for 2 and a white. Vigilance. It gets +2/+2 as long as an opponent owns a card in exile. Okay. That is Devouring Light. Is it exile target attacking creature? Invoke? Let's see, 9. I know it's Devouring Light. I can't remember if it destroys or exiles. Exile, target attacking or blocking creature. Yep, invoke. Ooh. 101. I remember this was good at one point. Indulgent Tormentor. As flying, at the beginning of your upkeep, draw a card unless an opponent sacrifices a creature or pays 3 life. And that is Wandering Wayfarer. Pretty sure. Or no, Voyaging Satyr? No, Wandering Wayfarer. Satyr Wayfinder. Jeez. Brain not working. Satyr Wayfinder. When it is a battlefield, reveal the top 4 cards of your library. You may put a land card from among them into your hand, put the rest into your graveyard. I think that's the second foil Chinese one we've gotten. We have a swamp and a beast token. 3/3 green beast token. Very nice. Alright. On to German Eldritch Moon. Alright. '82. We have Borrowed Malevolence. Escalate 2. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn, or target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. That is 194. Cultist Staff. Equipped creature gets +2/+2. Let's see, 12. That is Wretched Griff. Emerge for 5 and a blue. Whenever you cast it, draw a card, flying. 113. That is Weirded Vampire. Madness, 2 and a black. Lunarch Mantle. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has 1 and discard a card. Equipped creature gains flying until end of turn. 154. We have Crossroads Consecrator. Green and tap. Target attacking creature or target attacking human gets +1/+1 until end of turn. This Thermo Alchemist. Defender, tap. Deal 1 damage to target opponent. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, untap Thermo Alchemist. That is actually in standard right now. 42. We have Sigarden Priest. 1 and tap. Tap target non-human creature. 172. We have Spring Sage Ritual. Instant, destroy target artifact or enchantment, gain 4 life. 142. We have Smoldering Werewolf. Whenever it enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to each of up to 2 target creatures. 4 red, transform it. And whenever it becomes Erupting Dreadwolf, whenever Erupting Dreadwolf attacks, it deals 2 damage to target creature or player. It is Blessed Alliance. It has Escalate 2. Choose 1 or more. For the escalation. Gain 4 life. Destroy target attacking creature, or destroy. No, target opponent sacrifices an attacking creature. That's it. No, we're not going to try and remember it. Blessed Alliance. Escalate 2. Okay, this costs for each mode chosen beyond the first. Choose one or more. Target player gains 4 life. Untap up to 2 target creatures. Target opponent sacrifices an attacking creature as an instant. That's it. Let's see, 119 is Blood Mist, I believe. Yep, Blood Mist. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gains double strike until end of turn. Enchantment. 110. Vampire Cutthroat. Skulk. Lifelink. 1/1 for 1. Ooh, this is the one that's the does the discard. It's actually a good one. Distended Mindbender. Emerge 5 black. Whenever you cast a Distended Mindbender, target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose from it a non-land card with converted mana cost 3 or less, and a card with converted mana cost 4 or greater. That player discards those cards. That was a good one. Then we have a flip card and a wolf token. Very nice. Alright, now for our Russian Eldritch Moon. I think we almost have a full foreign. Well, that's cool. It's got REU on there. I think we almost have a full foreign emerge deck. Alright. 67. We have Laboratory Brute. When it enters the battlefield, mill 4 cards. $195. We have Field Creeper. Vanilla 2/1 for 2. 100. I believe it's Olivia's Dragoons. Olivia's Dragoon. Discard a card, it gains flying until end of turn. Otherwise, it's 2/2 for 2. That is Alchemist's Greeting. Deal 4 damage to target creature. Has Madness for 1 and a red. 150. That is Backwoods Survivalist. Delirium. It gets +1/+1 and has Trample as long as there are 4 more card types among cards in your graveyard. It's already a 4/3 for 4. 26. It is Fiendbinder. Whenever it attacks, tap target creature defending player controls. 138 is Otherworldly Outburst. Instant. Target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. When that creature dies this turn, put a 3/2 colorless Eldrazi Horror creature token onto the battlefield. 151. That is Bloodbriar. Whenever you sacrifice another permanent, put a +1/+1 counter on it. On Bloodbriar. Let's see. It's Graph Rats. Let's see, 91. Graph Rats, yeah. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you both own and control Graph Rats and a creature named Midnight Scavengers, exile them and meld into Chittering Host. It becomes the top half of Chittering Host. Let's see, 22. We have Drogskull Shieldmate. Flash. When it enters the battlefield, other creatures you control get +0/+1 until end of turn. 141. We have Shreds of Sanity. Sorcery. Return up to 1 target instant and up to 1 target sorcery from your graveyard to your hand, then discard a card. Exile Shreds of Sanity. 169. We have Summerwald Stag. Whenever it enters the battlefield, you may have it fight target creature you don't control. Ooh. This is Collective Defiance. Escalate 1. Choose 1 or more. Target player discards all cards in his or her hand, then draws that many cards. And then another mode is it deals 4 damage to target creature. And third mode is 3 damage to target opponent. Very nice. Swamp. We have a foil. 150. That is Backwoods Survivalists. So, same one we already had in this pack. This would have been a fantastic draft pack. If it were, or not draft pack, but sealed pack. If it were English and wasn't from sealed from 7 years ago. Delirium, it gets +1/+1, it has trample as long as there are 4 or more card types in your graveyard. Then is Zombie. 2/2 zombie token. Now for Korean Eldritch Moon. I believe that's Moon Mist. 177. Waxing Moon. Okay. Transform up to 1 target werewolf you control. Creatures you control gain trample until end of turn. It actually gets played a little. 14. We have... No. Dang it. Borrowed Grace. Escalate 1 and a white. Creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of turn. Creatures you control get +0/+2 until end of turn. 57. We have Drag Under. Return target creature to its owner's hand. Draw a card. As a sorcery. 179 is Woodcutter's Grit. Target creature gets +3/+3 and gains hexproof until end of turn. 84. Certain Death. Destroy target creature. Its controller loses 2 life. You gain 2 life. Alchemist's Greeting. Deal 4 damage to target creature. Madness 1 and a red. Field Creeper. Vanilla 2/1 for 2. 43. Should remember this one, but I have a hard time. Special Reserves. Put 2 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying onto the battlefield. You gain 2 life. 67. Laboratory Brute. When it enters the battlefield, mill 4 cards. Blood Mist. I think that's right. Yeah, it's an enchantment. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gains double strike until end of turn. 88. We have Dusk Feaster. Delirium. Costs 2 less if you have 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard. Flying. 50. Chilling Grasp. Up to 2 target creature. Tap up to 2 target creatures. Those creatures don't untap during their controller's next untap step. Madness 3 and a blue. Ooh. 98. That is Noosegraph Mob. Enters the battlefield with 5 +1/+1 counters on it. Whenever a player casts a spell, remove a +1/+1 counter from it, and if you do, put a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield. Huh. Okay. That's Graph Rats. It's the one that melds. That's all it does. Forest, and an Eldrazi Horror token. Very cool. On to Hour of Devastation. Japanese one. Ooh. One of those elusive retail packs. It's an Eternalized token. I'm not sure which one. Forest? 3. That is Angel of Condemnation. Flying Vigilance. 2 and a white tap. Exile another target creature. Return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. 2 and a white. Tap. Exert Angel of Condemnation. Exile another target creature until Angel of Condemnation leaves the battlefield. This card was very, very, very good in sealed. And in draft, but especially in sealed. Let's see, 55. Vizier of the Anointed. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a creature card with Eternalize or Embalm, put that card into your graveyard, then shuffle your library. Whenever you activate an Eternalize or Embalm ability, draw a card. Let's see. This is the one that pumps a creature. It's a sorcery. Yeah, it's a desert. 183. It's Sheffet Dunes. Wow, that's almost $1. That's surprising. Land, desert, tap, add a colorless to your mana pool. Tap, pay a life, add a white to your mana pool. 2 white, sacrifice a desert. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Activate this ability only anytime you could cast a sorcery. Is Doomfall? 62. It is Doomfall. Okay. Choose one. Choose one. Target opponent exiles a creature he or she controls. Target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-land card from it. Exile that card. It is River Sidewinder? It gets played in Living End. Striped Riverwinder. That's it. Hexproof 5/5, cycling 1. Traveler's Amulet. 1, sacrifice it, search your library for a basic land, put it into your hand. Then shuffle. 42, Proven Combatant. Eternalize 4 blue. It's 1/1. 116. Frilled Sandwalla. 1 and a green. Frilled Sandwalla gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Activate this ability only once each turn. 61. Carrion Screecher, flying. 133. Rona's Stalwart. You may exert it as it attacks. When you do, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. It can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less this turn. 9. Disposal Mummy. When it enters the battlefield, exile target card from an opponent's graveyard. Crash through. Target creature gets trample until end of turn. Draw a card. 20. Sandblast. 5 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. Then 89. This is Defiant Kenra. Vanilla 2/2 for 2. Alright, now into Rivals of Ixalan. Have Japanese Rivals of Ixalan. We're coming to the close of our last foreign grab bag. All we have left is our Korean Rivals of Ixalan after this pack. Hopefully we'll get some good stuff. Alright, Rivals of Ixalan. I think, what's the big hit in this set? Polyraptor, the Immortal... Well, we got the Immortal Sun before, and Zakama. Those are the 3 big hits. Polyraptor's the big one, though. Alright. The City's Blessing! In Japanese. Flip card. Very nice. Oh, this is one of the... Yeah, it's one of the flip ones. That's a really cool one. And 73. We have Storm the Vault and Vault of Catlacan. So whenever one or more creatures you control deals combat damage to a player, create a colorless treasure token. Tap, sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 5 or more artifacts, transform it. And transform is a legendary land. Tap, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Tap, add blue to your mana pool for each artifact you control. That's a fun one. Oh, apparently it's $8. Nice. Not a bad hit. 170. Yeah, Resplendent Griffin. Flying Ascend. Whenever it attacks, if you have the city's blessing, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Very nice. 83. We have Reaver Ambush. Exile target creature with power 3 or less. 97. We have Charging Tuscadon. Trample, if it would deal combat damage to a player, it deals double that damage to that player instead. 116. We have Stampeding Horncrest. Has haste as long as you control another dinosaur. 130. I'm pretty sure that's naturalized. 139. That is naturalized. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. It's Raptor Companion, a vanilla 3/1. 138. We have Knight of the Stampede. Dinosaur spells you cast cost 2 less to cast. 7 is Exultant Sky Marcher. Flying. That's it. 114. We have Shatter, destroy target artifact. 67 is Dinosaur Hunter. Whenever it deals combat damage to a dinosaur, destroy that creature. $41 is Kitesail Corsair. As long as it has flying, as long as it's attacking. 74 is Grasping Scoundrel. It gets +1/+0 as long as it's attacking. Okay. 43 is Mistcloaked Herald. Alright. And last but not least, our last foreign pack in our run of foreign grab bags, our Korean Rivals of Ixalan. Alright, 20. It is Sanguine Glorifier. It enters the battlefield. Put a +1/+1 counter on another target vampire you control. Let's see, 57 is Spirewinder. Flying, Ascend. It gets +1/+1 as long as you have the city's blessing. 95. That is Brazen Freebooter. When it enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. Yep. 63. Dang it. Come on. Canal Monitor. Vanilla 5/3. 131. We have Glitgrove Stalker. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. It's a 2/1 for 2. 67. Dinosaur Hunter. Whenever it deals combat damage, or whenever it deals damage, not combat damage, to a dinosaur, destroy that creature. Let's see. Bombard. That's 4 damage to target creature. Yep, 4 damage to target creature. Instant. Something Sentinel. 23. Stubborn Sentry, not Sentinel. Ascend. It gets +3/+0 as long as you have the city's blessing. It's a Kitesail Corsair. Yep. Flying as long as it's attacking. Traveler's Amulet. Sacrifice it, search a library for a basic land, put it into your hand. 161. That is Jungle Creeper. 3 black and a green, return it from your graveyard to your hand. It's 3/3 for 3. 191, that is Woodland Stream. Enters battlefield tapped. Tap, add a green or blue to your mana pool. 13. Majestic Heliopterus. Flying. Whenever it attacks, another target dinosaur you control gains flying until end of turn. 2. Bishop of Binding. When it enters the battlefield, exile target creature an opponent controls until Bishop of Binding leaves the battlefield. Whenever Bishop of Binding attacks, target vampire gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the power of the exiled card. Very cool. Island, and a 4/4 Golem. Very nice. Well, thank you for joining me on this adventure. It has been a blast as always. And don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. It is the best way to help out the channel in a non-monetary fashion. If you wish to help out the channel in a monetary fashion, we have a Patreon linked, or we have our Patreon linked in the channel about page. So yeah, that's the easiest way to help. In a monetary fashion, if you so choose. If not, that's cool too. But doing that gives you access to some really cool stuff, like our Discord and a whole bunch of other things. You know, early access and whatnot. I know I'm doing such a great job of selling it, and it's like, man, it is what it is. We're just, I mean, we're a young channel. We're not super established, so if you want to help bring cool stuff to the channel for us all to enjoy, then that's cool. If not, that's cool too. Yeah, until next time, stay awesome. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.